The U.S. Arab Radio Network is proud to offer the Ray Hanania Show with veteran journalist Ray Hanania, the U.S. correspondent for the Arab News newspaper. U.S. Arab Radio broadcasts content Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on WNZK AM 690 in Detroit, WDMV 700 in Washington, D.C., and simulcast through stations around the country. Programs will rerun from 5 till 6 p.m. Visit us on Facebook at U.S. Arab Radio. And we're also streaming live on Facebook.com/Arab News.
And welcome to the Ray Hanania Radio Show, Season 3, Episode 24, October 11, 2023. We're broadcasting on the U.S. Arab Radio Network, sponsored by Arab News, the voice of a changing region at arabnews.com. We got two great guests that give us different perspectives on Hollywood. First, we talk with Mico Saad. He's an actor, filmmaker, and TV host, and Golden Globes jury member, born in Alexandria, Egypt. He's worked with Ricky Gervais, Sir Anthony Hopkins, and other notable actors and produced several short films. He was recognized with a Best Actor Award and Best Short Film Award by the Action on Film International Film Festival for Al Masri Life, which he wrote, directed, and starred in alongside prominent Hollywood Egyptian-American actor Saad Badria, one of my good friends. The film was described as a gem by the Oscar-winning filmmaker Peter Farrelly. Then we speak with a different side of Hollywood acting with Hamzah Saman. Hamzah Saman is a casting director and member of the Casting Society of America, the owner of ArabAmericanCasting.com and MiddleEasternActors.com. Saman was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and came to the U.S. when he was 15 years old. He doesn't write the stories, but he helps place people in the movie industry. And we're going to talk with him a little bit about that. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll come back and talk with our first guest, Mico Saad. We'll be right back right after these messages.
ArabNews.com, bringing you breaking news from across the Middle East and the latest on Arabs in America. Get inside the latest headlines with expert analysis and insights at ArabNews.com. Join over 5 million Facebook fans and over 10 million monthly readers. ArabNews.com, news that matters to you. Get ready for an amazing experience at Ishtar Restaurant on 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Enjoy excellent hospitality from owners Ali Al-Baghdadi and Fatty Bonham, serving the best in Mediterranean food. Try Chef Ali Al-Baghdadi's famous shawarma, the best Iraqi grills and food, and the best Arabic and international dishes. Dine in our authentic atmosphere or take out. Call 586-698-2585 or check us out on Facebook. Ishtar Restaurant practices all CDC guidelines and is open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Have an amazing experience today at Ishtar Restaurant, 3625 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights. With more than 30,000 successful in vitro fertilizations, IVF Michigan is now ranked as one of America's best fertility clinics according to Newsweek magazine. IVF Michigan fertility centers are the recognized leaders in high-quality fertility care. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 9 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. A founding member, American board-certified Dr. Nicholas Shama, is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. He has performed over 20,000 successful IVF cases, and it's helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. When it's time to get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at one of America's best fertility clinics, call IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio toll-free at 855-952-9600. 855-952-9600.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Ray Hanania Radio Show. Again, it's Wednesday, October 11, 2023, Season 3, Episode 24. And we're going to be talking about Hollywood and movies and Arab Americans and our influence. And do we take it serious enough in our community, or is it just entertainment for us? And I have an expert in this field, someone who's very successful, Mico Saad. Welcome to the radio show. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Ray, thank you for having me. I'm so honored and happy to be here. And it's fantastic that we get to talk about something that we're passionate about.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, there's nothing more passionate about communications, movies, filmmaking. It's such a big thing in the West and Egypt, I think, out of all the Arab countries. Egypt, I think more than anybody, understands the power of Hollywood movies and making films and the impact that it has. But let me ask you first, tell us a little bit about yourself. How come you didn't become a doctor like all the other Arabs that I know?
Or a lawyer,
Or a lawyer, an engineer, or a
or
grocery store owner.
like depend. So basically, I was born in Alexandria, Egypt. Luckily, I didn't choose to. I just got lucky, and like being born in Egypt has such an impact on you artistically, because in Egypt we've been doing movies for over 100 years,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like Egypt is the Hollywood of the Arabs, pretty much. So we have a lot of people there who create, make music, make movies, and it's been like there ever since. Growing up, seeing all of this, it has kind of equipped me with a taste, equipped me with wanting to be part of the entertainment industry at such a young age. And I started as young as 5 years old. So I started and I did a few things. I were like dancing for the national team of Egypt, a Reda troupe, which is like very famous in the Arab world, and started acting at a young age. And it kind of a love kept of creativity kept growing in me day by day and exploring. I'm very lucky. I have to say, I'm very
Yeah.
lucky to be able to experience such a thing. And then I moved to the UK, which is have an immense amount of drama, which kind of it's very educating. Watching all the soap operas there, being a part of the theater in England and stuff like this, and then I came to America 5 years ago, which is like the entertainment capital of the world. So I think between those three countries, which I lived good amount of time there in each country, has contributed to my life in such a positive, artistic way.
Does it take living in the West to get us to understand the power of media, do you think?
I think the power of media mainly in the West, because like in the East or in the mid, I won't say the East, I would say Egypt specifically, and India, because Egypt and India, they have
Yeah.
such a like production, and they've been doing a lot of films. Those countries is more about entertainment. Obviously, it's always there's a message here and there, but it was purely entertainment. It was not used against anybody or anything like
Right.
this. So for in Egypt, it was just about being like Hollywood, commercial, making more stuff, produce more stuff. So back in the days, all the people wanted just to be actors. Like they all were, oh, we want to be this guy. I want to be this guy. Nowadays, it has changed drastically because people wanted to do this blockbuster film. They want to write. They want to direct. They want to create. There's more creator now than actors, which is kind of like strange, because back in the days everyone wanted to be an actor. It's like, how many producers do you know? Few. How
Right.
many actors do you know? A lot. So it's kind of changed now, and thanks also to the streaming platform, which is allow more people, and the film festival allow more people to create their own stuff and talk about the stuff that they really matters to them. Because like storytelling and in the industry that we are in, it's important, and it's fantastic that we have more filmmakers in the Middle East than ever. We have more filmmakers than actors. Back in the days, everyone wanted to be an actor.
Is it hard to adjust the movie production to be a like a instrument of knowledge to convince an audience, hey, this is a point we want you to understand? You know, like you take the movie Exodus, for example. It
Mhm.
was a movie that told a story from a political perspective. Are we starting to do that, or are we shy away from that?
Okay, let me tell you something that just my opinion, and that's what I think. I think there hasn't any project or product that was ever made without a message, and if it's made without a message, people will not see it. But the craft and the professionalism, it's in how to make this message less appearing in your face, and more it's kind of subtle in an entertaining way. So it's kind
Right.
of like we've always been doing it. It's like when you do something, it's kind of, you have to have a messages where like, be good to your neighbor,
Right.
you know, like just excuse some people. You don't know what happened. You don't know why people did this. It's in an entertainment. It's an entertainer. Sorry, it's an entertainment frame, still in there, but yet again, it has to kind of like fix a message in society. It don't have to be always political or somebody to take somebody. And no, sometimes if it doesn't have a message, the audience know, and they don't like it. They say there is no story there. And the Arabs, honestly, it's not, I want, this is not just Egypt, the whole Middle East. They've been lovers of music and entertainment like since ever. They're so rich in culture and entertainment. And now it's not just Egypt, which I love. Now all them, like the Middle East and the Arab countries, are making movies. Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, Tunisia is doing very well, Morocco. So it's kind of relieving. And Saudi Arabia now is coming into the game. It's kind of relieving to see so many projects coming from the Arab world, because there is different culture in each different country, you know, like.
Is it hard to be an Arab in the movie industry? I mean, is it, rough because we're the victims sometimes of stereotypes created by the media, Hollywood, books, TV, news.
There is always have to be a villain, whether it's Arab or non-Arab. There is always have to be a villain.
Right.
Unluckily for Arabs, they were the villain in the past 20 odd years or more. And this is because of what's happening in the international stage, which is kind of like kind of generalized everybody to be put in this category. If you're an Arab and
Yeah.
or you look like an Arab, like if you're an actor and you come in here to do it, you don't want to be stereotyped for any political reason. If imagine, like, for example, there is a lot, I know a lot of actors that they want to do comedy. And if you come and do comedy here, your looks fits in a terrorist. So no,
Right.
we're not going to use you as comedy. You meant to be a terrorist. So
Right.
it's kind of like eliminate anything that you can do and just put you in one box, and you have to stay in one box. And is there is Arabs in the industry? There is a lot of Arabs in so many ways, not just as actors. There's producers, directors, set designers, animation. So we are everywhere. Like, Arabs are literally everywhere in the industry, but not like for the actor, not in the way they would want, not the way they would desire.
So we're getting there, in other words.
Of course, like, I think now is the new villain is not the Arabs. I mean, the new villain now is the virus.
Right.
So virus is going to take over, hopefully, from the Arab kind of thing in the future, and it's going to be main villain in Hollywood movies.
Do you think it helps to get to push the Arab stereotype out because you're there and people like you are there making movies? I mean, it's easy to pick on somebody that you don't know, but once you know somebody, it's very hard to pick on them. So maybe your success actually helps undermine the stereotype. What's your biggest challenge for you as a Arab filmmaker, actor? You're in the industry. You cover a lot of bases. What's your biggest challenge to get to your goal of making a big block? I assume your goal is to make a big blockbuster movie one day.
So here is the thing: like, we lead by example. You can't tell people, "Oh, don't say this about the Arabs. Don't say this. Don't say that." You can't, and especially now, I believe that in unity and all of us come together, do something that actually help humanity move forward rather than just pinpoint and pick on each other. So I think it's kind of like, because I lived in the Middle East and I lived in the Western world, and I love it here and I love it there, and I've seen the best of both worlds, and I think bringing those together, it will do way better for humanity than just like taking one part and just raise the flag. So the goal is always was to entertain, but now I want to kind of do something where I get the hand of everyone next to me and we go up together. because that will be the ultimate goal, is to make something that shows like that deletes the stereotype. Hey, this is Mico. He's from Egypt, and he's fine.
Yeah.
He's just like us. Or my goal is kind of obviously making one of us want to succeed, and I want to live after I die. That's the goal. If that makes any sense,
Yes,
you
it
know,
does. Absolutely.
because movies and stuff like this is the stuff that lives after you. And if you do something good for humanity, I want us as human beings to come together. And Arabs are not the bad people, neither the West are the bad people, neither the North or the South. No one is bad, but every one of us have good and bad, and there is bad people and there's good people. And now we are educated enough, and we should educate ourselves even more, since there is a lot of information on the internet. Information are free. I cannot stereotype people. I can just go, because like, to put everybody in a box is not the right way. So doing a blockbuster, doing something that like kind of have an impact on the people, it's obviously the goal for everybody.
I want to see a show with you where you're just a regular person who happens to be Arab in a family doing humor, a sitcom. I would love to see a series like that. I turn on the TV, I don't see enough Arabs. I go to the movies. Like I said, I see Arabs, but always mainly negative, not really positive. I want to see more. Do you think we're ever going to get to that point where we take it for granted and we don't have to say, wow, I wish there were more Arabs, because we do have a lot of Arabs. Will we ever get to that point, you think?
Of course, everything it's a work in progress. And luckily, like for me, I love all entertainment. I've been a dancer, I've been an actor, I've been a filmmaker and a TV host, and it's kind of all related. And for like, this is what we need. We need more creator, instead of sitting here and criticizing Hollywood or criticizing people for why you're not representing me right, because he doesn't
Right.
know. Why don't I do? Make something, represent me right, and then if it's good, and if it's like kind of in the entertaining way that for it to travel, they will take it. Everybody will take it. So it's kind of, I urge everybody, instead of complaining about not being represented right, do your own thing.
Do it,
Of
right?
course, fight for rights, but we need more creators. We need more people, because like, I expect this person to treat me good, but I don't expect him to talk in behalf of me good, because it's kind of like, hey, talk about me. Why don't I talk about me?
Tell our story. In other words, we should tell our story.
Exactly.
We
How
have
I
great stories. Arabs have great stories.
like, and as well, like, you have so many different cultures with very colorful culture, like Morocco is so beautiful, and it has
Yes.
all this magic about it. You have Egypt, which is, you have 7,000 year of
Years. 7,000 years of history. That's a lot of stories to tell, isn't it? So we haven't gotten past the surface of all the great stories that we could be doing and you could be acting.
literally all those families in the royal families of Egypt back in the days of the pharaohs and all of this. Imagine the drama that happened between
Oh,
them over the throne.
right.
I think there is another Game of Thrones, like, actually, that
Yes.
will
Yes.
be more epic with all
Yes.
the Egyptian touch. Look at the success of the movie The
Yeah.
Mummy, because it had Egyptian stuff. So we have a lot to show. We have a lot to give, and I think the Arab world, not just Egypt, there's a lot of stories that can be told and can be beautiful. And I'm so happy that there is a few directors now, Arab director, that or filmmaker, that are on the stage, and they're doing very well in Hollywood.
Is that the key to our success, to get to that level? We have to be the part of the bosses, the leadership, the CEOs of movies. We're working our way towards that? Is that the key? Or
Uh,
is it the good story that's the key?
to be honest, look, I'm gonna tell you something. we all have good stories. No matter where we're from, we all have good stories. We all have stories that touch us, especially if the story is real. It comes and it hits no matter where you are. It can be filmed with the smallest device at the, like, you know, at the smallest place. What I think now, I think it's something with the Arabs. They need to kind of, they're doing well, very well, but I think they need to start making their own cinema. Like there's a black cinema, there's a Latino cinema. Korea is doing great in like, so let's take Korea as an example. They did a Parasite movie which won the Oscar, and then they did Squid Game, series where it went everywhere and everybody watched it. No one understand anything, but they still watch it. So it's kind of like,
I watched the whole series. I watched the whole series,
and I can't wait for the second season. And even if I don't understand, it's still like intriguing.
I want to see that with the Arabs. I want to see what you're saying. I'm so excited. Tell us about what you're involved with. Give us some ideas, the ones that you can talk about. Anything, any projects you're involved with that we should be maybe coming around the horizon that we can expect to see you in. Give us a little bit more about what you're doing.
So, me, I'm kind of like, this is my life. It's kind of a passion. I will do it for free. I shouldn't say this, but literally, I will do it for free. I have no problem being there, and I'm kind of a creator as well. It's not like, hey, I'm waiting here for my acting job or my TV show or my hosting show. That no, I kind of just try every single day to remove any hurdle that could come in my way. If I needed to write, well, then I will write something, and then I will go to somebody to help. So I'm kind of creating different stuff, and it's important as well. I have like a show where I interview all the actors, and being an actor, it kind of give me different questions to them. It kind of like help, you know, elevate the kind of knowledge that I have over the industry, which is kind of amazing. So I created this show, which is kind of interview, and it goes behind the scene. It shows the Arab world. So I've done. No, let me tell you this quickly because I think you're gonna like it. I moved to Hollywood 5 years ago or 4 years ago. 2 of them was the pandemic, and then the rest I did 2 shows, 2 TV shows, 1 2-season and 1 season. The first show was called 10 Hollywood, and 10 Hollywood was a show about the successful Arabs in Hollywood. Okay, so I met all the Arab actors, all the Arab producers, all like the makeup artists.
Wow.
Arabic descent. Yeah, so I kind of like, I felt like those people are kind of, you know, in a place where nobody really care about them from the West, or nobody cared about them from the East, because there are no stars here, there are no stars there. So I kind of wanted to put the spotlight on those actors who've been in so many movies and we don't know about them, or producers. So the producers of Rambo, Terminator, LA Story, Stargate was an Arab man. I never knew this, and I
didn't know. Well, it's true, right?
Yeah, it was good. So the show, it was about this. Is about the person who did all the graphic for the new movie. It's an Egyptian, half Lebanese. So it's kind of like all of those guys that behind those projects that we didn't know about. It's because it's not just actors. So that was one of them. I did 2 seasons, and I get to know all the Arabs here, and it gave me faith, it gave me hope, and it gave me encouragement.
I want to see that. I want to see that. How do our listeners follow you on the internet, I guess, or the streaming world? Where should they go if they want to find out more about you?
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and everything. Mico Saad, MICO SAAD, and this program specifically talks about the successful Arabs in Hollywood. I should have done one with you. I didn't know you did.
We don't know our own community. We don't even know ourselves. I've written 3 books about growing up Arab in America, all humor. Because I'm like you. I agree. Humor is the key to the mind of the American people. Once you get in there, you can open it up and share your story with them. I think it's phenomenal. Mico Saad is my guest. Mico, so I'm going to tell people if they want to look you up, they're going to look you up by your name, Mico Saad, Micosaad. But you don't have a website or any place with anything where they can go to, or that's kind of old-fashioned now, websites, right?
Yeah, website is kind of like
Facebook. We find you on Facebook.
Yeah, and no, like there's two things I don't do, and that's my bad. I don't do like website or cards. Like people ask me, do you have a card? I say, it's kind of like the word change, and it changed to like to be very fast. We have to cope and in the same time be relevant, and the Arabs are kind of like want to fight back in a way for their place in the entertainment industry by creating content like Mo Amer, like Rami Youssef. Those two have, and the American people are amazing. Give them anything good, they will eat it. Literally, you give them. The public is fantastic. They like good entertainment. They like a good show. You give them, so they love Mo Amer's show and they love Rami's show. A lot of American people, they kind of speak to me, oh, we do this. And I think those two are amazing because they kind of made two shows that talks about Arabs being Arabs in America.
Regular people.
You know, it's like,
in a regular life, very funny.
You know, what's more important than anything is just showing the Arabs in the movies as human beings. I don't want to show us heroes. We are just humans. I don't want to show us heroes or terrorists. I want Arab to be portrayed as normal human being, just normal. Me, my part, I love the comedy. I think I love to laugh and I love to make people laugh. So I think comedy is the way, because no one like to be told, oh, you should do this. No. Like they would like you to do something funny, and then they feel, oh, that's funny. Oh, like now I'm more receptive to anything this person's gonna give me because it actually make me laugh. Even though, like, to get with somebody, you're more likely to get with them if you're making them laugh than you just being. Nobody like negative vibes or negative people around. Or
humor is very powerful.
Humor is the key for sure, and that's why I think Americans are really successful with their media, because it's kind of put in a comedic way, put in a show way. There is a show there. It's a show as not just show. There is a show business there. There is a show as a business. So it's powerful. All right.
Mico Saad, my guest. Mico, really honestly, it's a pleasure talking to you. I don't know why we've never met before, but I'm going to follow you and stay in touch with you and watch out for all your stuff. You got to let me know when you do things so I can share it with our community. They need to know more about you. Thank you, Mico.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
ArabNews.com, bringing you breaking news from across the Middle East and the latest on Arabs in America. Get inside the latest headlines with expert analysis and insights at ArabNews.com. Join over 5 million Facebook fans and over 10 million monthly readers. ArabNews.com, news that matters to you.
Saad brand, quality products from our family to yours. Saad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.saad.com. That's www.saad.com. Saad, quality products from our family to yours.
Are you going to start a restaurant or a grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Najee Abood 734-744-9796.
And welcome back to the Ray Hanania Radio Show, Wednesday, October 11, 2023, Season 3, Episode 24. I want to welcome you to our second guest as we explore the Arab Americans in Hollywood and our impact on the media and entertainment world with our guest, Hamzah Saman. He's a casting director and proud member of the Casting Society of America, the owner of MiddleEasternActors.com, a great website you should check out. Hamzah, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
You have such an extensive background in bio. How long have you been involved in the entertainment and Hollywood industries? How long have you been doing this?
I need to update it. I think I've been doing it since 2006 in Hollywood, but I've been actor in heart since I was a kid, But since I started, it was an urgency kind of thing, Like you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. So you gotta get in. It's really hard to get in, and blah blah blah. I have like all these plans. So I was working like night shifts and morning. So I've been doing it since 2006 as acting, and I've been doing casting since 2011 in November of 2011, and I haven't slept since. It's like having babies,
Now, most Arab parents want their kids to be doctors or grocery store owners. How did you get into entertainment and movie making and casting?
Well, I guess I'm a world survivor. Like war survivor. I survived the war. A lot of people knows about me. My father was kidnapped in the war in Lebanon. So I know it's like people like what? Yeah, but it happened a lot in Lebanon and in the Civil War. So we growing up. I myself, I survived, a cancer. I survived a car accidents and stuff like this, big stuff. So, I've always had I have nothing to lose mentality.
Right.
So a lot of people don't have that, which is, thanks God, I wish one day I can be like that. It's never going to happen. But that's the mentality it takes some time, to get into these things.
Some of the best stories are the ones that we tell about ourselves. And, in Arab culture, we don't like to talk about ourselves. Maybe there's a tragedy. They don't like to talk about it. Somebody has a problem. They don't like to talk about it. But we need to do just the opposite, don't we? We have to tell our stories. Sounds like you have a lot of stories that can be told to help people understand what our lives are like as Arabs and Arab Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I never met my father, and I know like you saying this is like a big thing for me. Like people like I didn't want to listen to this, that's like a whole thing. But this is a war, I never met my father, and he was very handsome man and very young when he was gone. So so having the life that he would have you just kind of like you just gonna do anything you want, like anything you can to honor his his being. Sometimes you're limited at what you can do, like you're very limited. You don't have no fathers, the mom is kind of unavailable, so you'll be very limited of what you can do. And also you are limited by other people, especially Arab culture. Maybe every culture is different and same in the ways. It's like you're limited, so you cannot go to school, you cannot be a doctor, you cannot grow and become an actor, and if you do, we're gonna ignore you, stuff like that.
And so you get into acting. What made you want to get into the whole industry of movie making and acting? What was it? Was there something that prompted you to do that? Was it a story in your life? Was it your father's life? What was it that made you say, hey, this is the direction I'm going to go in?
When I was a kid, I grew up with my grandma, and she used to watch TV from like Egypt a lot, and like Lebanon too, whatever. And it took me till I was like had children to understand what she was doing. But she was always, what's going on in the movie? And I'm like, you don't understand? Let me explain to you. So I grew up with her, and then I somehow understood like my father was kidnapped and she was waiting for him. And There's the only way you can find him if you find somebody famous. I was young, I was thinking about it. If you find somebody famous, and that somebody famous can just leave a post, like for example, in my head, like about him, he probably finds out. Maybe he lost his memory. I would think, maybe he can, maybe he. So I was like that kind of struck something in my head, like maybe I should do famous work, like I should be famous. Yeah. So
to
I
tell the story.
Yeah, I wanted to be famous to maybe I find him back in the days. That was when I was younger. Now that I know he's no longer existed, probably never existed. I was just looking for a dream. It just I'm hoping that he does exist somewhere, and he sees what I'm doing and everything I do. Because what happened when he used to, honestly, people think people always, when they think about falafel, they think about me. So it's like an inside joke. But my father did have a falafel shop, and nobody knows that really, because he had like convenience falafel / falafel. You know how Lebanon back in
right
convenience shop and a little falafel stand. That was my father. And everybody, when I was 2 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, when I walk around this area, people would say, whatever you do in your life, you and your brother, you would never compare to your father. He was the best person I've ever seen in my life. He'd done so much in my life. I'm like, what the hell? I never met this guy. So growing up, people always say something really cool about this guy that I never met. I'm like, okay, well, I can never be like him because, I'm flawed in a lot of ways. So at least when I do Arab American casting, it has more than me. It has all these people that join it, and they have their reputation attached to mine. So I know that back in my head, it's like my father will be watching out, and he wants his kid to do good for those people, like that he did when he was a kid, when he was young.
So your father disappeared during the war, the Lebanon War, which is a terrible tragedy. But did you ever find out what happened to him, or it's still unknown?
No, I mean there's a lot of stories, a lot of, like, it gets people a little angry, but the truth is there were a party, how they have different parties, and one of those does no longer exist at
political
that time.
parties, right?
Yeah, there were parties, but they were not political at that time. They're more like killing parties.
Wow.
Yeah, there were. I don't want to mention them because I don't want to trigger.
But there was a lot of violence back then. You mean?
Yeah. So they just basically kidnapped people because they weren't the same religion, or they were not the same area.
Right.
And so he never came back, and that's the point. That's it, it's gone.
Did you ever think about conveying that story, writing that story? Do you write and produce movies, or do you help work on the production of movies?
I do just casting. I mean, I write probably in my head. I have stories, like I write things like notes of things and ideas. So there's something that I always do, funny notes, good notes. But I've don't want to write my father's story. I think will be told throughout my time. But it's just like I also am not a writer. I believe in like you stick within what you do. I mean, it's good to go around and try things around, but that's another topic for later. But as a casting director, I've been told to become an agent, manager, and become like a businessman. I used to stick as a casting for years, and it took me places.
What do you look for in a person when you cast? I mean, let's say, so you're looking. Movies are always looking for people to put in supporting roles. Obviously, the big movie stars are the easy ones, but it's the other people, right, in the movies that you got to cast. Is there any pattern that you look for, or when you're looking to cast somebody?
I mean, if I'm casting somebody, I'm looking for. It's a great question because when I cast Malik Rahbani for Jasser, a movie called Jasser, which was 200 to be nominated for an Oscar, to be nominated, didn't get nominated last year, and it's a great film. When I cast him, I told the director, it might take us 1 year to shoot. It might take us 10 years to shoot. Who knows? Like, this is a big project.
Right.
So I know one thing, that guy would stick with us the whole time. because he loves films. He went to school, he studied the right thing, and he write books about films, literally just all about films. And he's acting, learned. I mean, and then we can bring him to this country and just we can shoot with him. And everything I said about him was right. And plus, it was so much more that like he just basically put my head up, and I was so proud of him. His success was triple my success, so it was just amazing.
So he worked out, and is the movie and we're talking about movies, but I assume it also includes television or any kind of production that you might cast for. Is it does the industry like us as Arab Americans and people from the Arab world? Do they really like us? Or do we have to fight our way to get into that industry?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, I went to high school here, and I lost my father for hate crimes, basically, in the Arab world.
Right.
That was civil
Right.
wars, hate crimes. And coming over here, I was struck by by how people saw us, and then 9/11 happened, and all that. It's and now there's a lot of different thing going on that you wouldn't know if you go, like, before. When I was here, when I was in high school, that this person does not like me around.
Right.
He has every right, no problem. I mean, I'll like you to be my friend, but if there's something going on here, I will just hang out in this table. But this time there's two tables, and I don't know which one is my friend. I know I can hang out here and they let me hang out, but I just don't know. So it's just hard to tell. But the truth is, you got to look at the whole last year. There were literally no Middle Eastern. 2000, I don't know exactly, but just at least last year, there was no Middle Eastern. There was a chart of how many people cast as its ethnic. There were, the Caucasian shark, the black shark, the Asian shark, and there's like a little, and there is not even a dot or a line for Middle Eastern people. You know why? Because they just put them as other. They just throw it at other. And now they do Mensa, and they basically just whatever they can do to overlook our people. And I don't think it's acceptable, because it's not when people ask for a diversity in Hollywood, before you ask for that, you should ask also for equity. We don't get a lot of time on TV. We don't get, right now with the strike also going on. Not only there's so little of us on TV and so little of us in front of mainstream media, we're not in mainstream media at all. And whatever is going on now, hopefully we're not being forgotten. And that's why it's very important to kind of just stay out there, stay put,
and stay involved too. Do you think we're discriminated against? In other words, they don't want us. Or is it that there are not enough of us? Because I think there are a lot of us that are interested in writing and movies and acting. Is it just the industry is resistant to us? Maybe not hate us, but are they resistant to us? Are they afraid of us? Maybe they think we're going to bring our politics and infect their minds or something. Whoa, what do you think? I mean, that has to be a difficult hurdle to overcome.
No, I hope not. I don't think this is the case. What I think is the case is us not being very involved within each other's. For example, Rami's show was done, and he won many awards. And Rami and Malik, the show Mo, and of course Rami Malek. It shouldn't stop here. We should build from there. So the point is, some of those people become untouchable. So some of those people, I'm not pointing at these guys.
Right. No, I understand.
I'm not naming on these guys. I'm just saying these guys are successful. But what sometimes it does, when you become successful, you become like, not forgetting, you become more like protective of your things. So like, do I want to include my people and lose the opportunity of coming back to this door?
Right.
That's the problem. You get in there. I've got to people who almost help us out with Arab American casting. We almost made some good a big step, but the problem is they got bigger, and the bigger they got, it would become more impossible for us to do anything with them.
So I experience this in journalism. A lot of Arab Americans, we fight to become in journalism. We get into journalism. We find ourselves on TV, and we're cautious. We don't want to emphasize our Arab view because we feel that by doing that, we might jeopardize our career. Is that kind of what you're saying? That, some, not all, but some, maybe when they get too successful, it's, I have to protect my success and my identity. And so maybe the Arab community, do we support our community enough? Our Arab community, do we support Arab actors? Maybe we don't do enough to support them.
No, we don't, because they look us up as Muslim actor. They don't see us as Arab actor. They look us as
Right.
religious. Because when I'm cast as a religious person. But if you know me as a person, I'm more of a person, and I have more of a family than running into cultural stuff. So for me, it's like all about I'm a good person. I don't go to jail. I don't get a ticket.
Right.
Things like if and I'm doing all the good stuff, but I'm not going to change my name. That's just because I don't want to change my name. I put the whole company behind my back, Arab American Casting. Because if I'm not, I don't think, for some reason I lost hope when I was acting in the beginning, that I'm not going to make it, even if I changed my name to Hurley, or what do you call this, Henry,
Right.
or Henry
Some
Smith.
typical American, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even make it. Even I change it, it looked like some guy trying to fit. But how can I do it? Like, how can I make it? I was just literally freaking out, and because my life is one life, not like in a GTA game when you commit suicide for $50 and come back a new life again. Okay, now you can start. The cops are gone. Start again. No, it's
Start
just
over.
one life. I just and you have to do something with it. I talked to who did I spoke to? Bassem Youssef. I asked him, like, what do we do about this? Like, a long time ago, when he first come to me, like when he first couple of years he was in America, he said, it's not about our name and not about who we are, it's what we do with what we do with it. People are gonna know you, Hamzah, what you've done, what you're doing. I'm like, that makes sense. So I'll just be me,
But we should be proud of our, in other words, that if I'm successful, I should reach out and help other Arab Americans be successful too.
Yes. It's very sadly, yes. And it also should be there's a lot of a lot of, what do you call this, a lot of fraud, in a way. I don't know how to say it, but there's a lot going on where there is nobody to hold us accountable. I mean, they might be like religious groups where they can hold each other accountable. We're not a religious group. We're just casting company, and we're a cultural Arab people who, like, I feel every Arab company, every Arab person, every Arab family, they have one actors and they have no right. And my company is to give them the right, to give them the auditions, to give them the opportunity. To free to join is by the Casting Society of America. I am a Casting Society of America member. So, it's very it's the biggest thing ever happened to my life in the business to have this company, because now I am giving the opportunity to the people who opportunity was taken away from them. And I brought Malik Rahbani and other people to this country because they won their audition. They came to this country because they won the audition, and it will happen to other people who are good actors. So, but the thing is, like, in every family, if you come out as an actor, might as well just come out as a killer is better.
Listen, I would love to see you get more Arabs cast on. One of my favorite shows is Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David.
My favorite show.
I'd like to see. Yeah, it's a great show. He's hilarious. He's funny. Yeah. Palestinian Chicken is my favorite episode. But I think that you play an important role to get Arabs inject them into those successful series. And I think that's admirable that you do that. You're kind of like behind the scenes, really, and
Absolutely.
pushing people into the front lights.
Absolutely. And I do a lot. I do a lot of casting. And I do some people, I do casting, some actors, they email me the next day, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Or some actor, they move on. I have no problem. I still get paid. But at the end of the day, I do a lot of casting, and I'm going to have more people into my website to join. And I took a stand in Hollywood. I took a stand, just a friendly stand. Out of all the casting network out there, when I post my casting call, it was literally demonized because of my name.
Right.
And I put the CS next to it, which is Casting Society of America.
Right.
It takes about 3 feature film that you cast 500 hours within 5 years into casting, and 3 feature film and 2 other casting director give you a recommendation. It's really hard to get in. You can get to Moon before you get to Casting Society. And I got in, and I'm using this opportunity to tell my people, like, this is my family. Most people knows my family, knows me. This is who I am. Join my company, is free. When I have a casting, all I have to do is just post it. I had a casting call. I had 3 casting calls last in a couple of 7-8 days. But I had one about, midweek last week. I posted, on Friday or Thursday. We start emailing everybody this morning and yesterday, last night. I posted it, only like 600 people saw it on my website. I have over 4,000 people. It's already done. It's cast. It's over. We already have everybody we need. We already have auditioned. We have so many auditions. And most of those people are Arabic, who speak Arabic, who's Lebanese. And it's becoming better and better every day. They're proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm lucky, to have this company and stop talking about it.
If they make another movie on Watergate, I want you to cast me as one of the journalists, okay? The hero journalist. Can you do that?
You look so good for films, Do
I? All right. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave and become an actor.
This is my photography area. This is where I take pictures of people, too. This is something that I like to do on the side.
All right.
But you have a good Arabic... like you can be the president, or, like. All
right. I already feel like I could be Robert Redford next to Robert Redford, being equal.
With all due respect, I cast your type a lot, Therefore, there's only a couple of guys that I just keep going to.
Good. Listen, if you have an opening someplace, you got to reach out to me. I want to do
Absolutely.
that. All right. My guest is Hamzah Saman, and your website is MiddleEasternActors.com.
Or ArabAmericanCasting.com or ArabActors.com, whatever you like.
ArabAmericanCasting.com or MiddleEasternActors.com, either one of those websites.
And in the Arab world, we can, we go by ArabActors.com.
ArabActors.com too. Okay, good. I'll make sure to include that. Hamzah, any final thoughts at all on what you do and the challenges?
Yeah, it just. Know that you're not alone, but you are alone in a way. So it's kind of we need to do something about it. There's just too many organizations not taking care of us, so we need to take care of each other as Arab and Arab American. That's all it is.
All right, my guest Hamzah Saman, casting director, proud member of the Casting Society of America. ArabAmericanCasting.com and MiddleEasternActors.com, ArabActors.com.
Thank you very much.
All right, Hamzah, you're welcome. It was really a pleasure meeting you, and I know that you do the hard work behind the curtain to get people up in front of the spotlight. I think that's a tremendous thing that you do.
Awesome.
Thanks, Hamzah.
ArabNews.com, bringing you breaking news from across the Middle East and the latest on Arabs in America. Get inside the latest headlines with expert analysis and insights at ArabNews.com. Join over 5 million Facebook fans and over 10 million monthly readers. ArabNews.com, news that matters to you. At Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic in Dearborn, we provide effective physical therapy sessions in order to limit pain and discomfort. Top Rehab provides physical therapy care for any diagnosis prescribed by a physician, and we regularly see and treat conditions such as stroke, TMJ, fibromyalgia, sciatica, joint pain, and more. We use a variety of pain management methods, including modalities, soft tissue mobilization, and therapeutic exercise. If you're in need of physical rehabilitation or physical physical therapy, get the highest quality health care at Top Rehab. Most insurance is accepted and we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Tuesday and Thursday 8 to 5, and Saturday 10 till 2. Call for an appointment today at 313-846-0555. That's 313-846-0555. Choose Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Life's too short to be in pain. Life for Relief and Development has now been rated as one of the best charities for humanitarian aid. Life's humanitarian projects span the globe, and Life is celebrating its 30th anniversary of providing essential life-saving aid to people and communities in 36 countries, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. Where there is life, there is hope. And when disaster occurs here or around the world, including being one of the first responders to the Turkey-Syria earthquake crisis, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. We are looking to help the earthquake victims, and we take 0% overhead on emergency donations. So please help improve these efforts. Learn more about our involvement to help the helpless and bring hope where it's needed most, and make your tax-deductible donation to Life for Relief and Development now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. That's 248-424-7493.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
ArabNews.com, bringing you breaking news from across the Middle East and the latest on Arabs in America. Get inside the latest headlines with expert analysis and insights at ArabNews.com. Join over 5 million Facebook fans and over 10 million monthly readers. ArabNews.com, news that matters to you.
The U.S. Arab Radio Network is proud to offer the Ray Hanania Show with veteran journalist Ray Hanania, the U.S. correspondent for the Arab News newspaper. U.S. Arab Radio broadcasts content Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on WNZK AM 690 in Detroit, WDMV 700 in Washington, D.C., and simulcast through stations around the country. Programs will rerun from 5 till 6 p.m. Visit us on Facebook at U.S. Arab Radio. And we're also streaming live on Facebook.com/Arab News. ArabNews.com, bringing you breaking news from across the Middle East and the latest on Arabs in America. Get inside the latest headlines with expert analysis and insights at ArabNews.com. Join over 5 million Facebook fans and over 10 million monthly readers. ArabNews.com, news that matters to you.
I hope you've enjoyed our show here at the Ray Hanania Radio Show, Season 3, Episode 24, October 11, 2023. And we're broadcast on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and sponsored by Arab News, the voice of a changing region at ArabNews.com. You can listen to a podcast of this show and past shows by visiting ArabNews.com/Ray Radio Show. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you'll join us again next week when we have another interesting topic and guests. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.